Welcome to the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. We definitely appreciate the listen. Do us a favor and click the like and follow to keep up with what's latest going on with the Grabbing the Brisket crew. Also, do us a favor, man. Drop us a review. We would love to hear the feedback. Good, bad, or Aldan would say indifferent. Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket.
My question is are we still trending?
We're trending.
Oh, really?
Good. Yeah. December, not so much.
No?
We haven't put out a whole lot of content. And honestly, December sucked last year, too. Yeah. I don't know why.
I get it. I mean, everybody's...
Yeah.
Everybody's got
busy.
things going on, yeah.
Santa.
It's all Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody's busy. Everybody's doing their online holiday shopping.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Don't
What's
know if
that I hear?
Jingle keys are going to really do it.
Hey,
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
that I hear?
But we were trending on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean,
That is
Yeah,
true.
We're TikTok famous for sure.
TikTok. Well,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking to my daughters, right? The difference between a 19-year-old and a 13-year-old. The 19-year-old was like, oh, wow, that's so great. Like, I cannot believe you've had that many views on one of your TikToks, right?
83,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
85 something now.
Right. So,
And going up.
and here's the thing. I asked a 13-year-old, right? And I said, hey, what do you think about that? It's like 80-something thousand views. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. That's good. I'm like, hey, is that like, you think that's like a lot or what? She's like, I mean, yeah, for you, that's a lot. I'm like, what do you mean for me?
She's accurate.
That's a lot. Like, what do you have? Like, what's going on here? Why is that a lot for me, but not a lot? She's like, well, that's not a lot for TikTok. TikTok is like millions. I was like, okay, again, how many have you had? 100?
You're going to fight your 13-year-old?
Yeah. I'm like, I'll stare her down. I was like, dude, come at me, bro.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, but I'm super excited. And really, 87,000 people have seen you, Matt.
Yeah.
If
What about
anybody's famous, it's him.
Really, I mean, I love the move, too. The move is like where you're just jerking the thermometer out of the out of the
Yes.
holster.
Yeah.
I really
right?
wish that thing had a little hole on it to spin it like a pistol or something, because I totally would have done that.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, yeah, you could, like putting it back, right?
Yeah.
Like an old gunslinger. Yeah, for sure. I was.
So what do I get, like 50 cents per view or something? How's TikTok pay out?
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Right.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Checks in the mail.
Did y'all disinfect my microphone? No? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we rinsed it out in the toilet.
Okay, nice.
Kiss it now. That's funny. All right. So we have topics before we whatever. I know
We're basically be talking about ribs. We'll do a little kind of like how to cook ribs, like a little bit of recipe. I got like a little bit of a history lesson for you guys on ribs.
I love it.
Whatever else we want to get into, talk about. Are we doing a beer review?
Yep.
Okay, beer
Love
review
it.
2, come on. Okay.
And a meat review, right? Or a meat pass out?
Yeah, you missed that.
Damn it.
Yep.
What did I get? What did I end up with?
Nothing.
Nothing. You weren't here.
You missed out.
You literally missed out.
Yeah.
No, because I can give you some stuff out of mine.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you get all
I
the
ain't gonna
stuff
cook none of that shit.
Yeah, you get all the stuff that we cook. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool though, man. Like I didn't even know anything about those people. They just sent a shitload of meat. Just added. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, that's cool, man.
We haven't, I don't think we've met since we did the big cook for John John's
No.
Eagle Scout thing. We got a lot of good feedback on that.
nice.
I wish I could have tried something.
Oh, the guys at work love that fucking brisket, by the way.
We did see. I guess Matt got a little Twitter famous off of that, or TikTok famous, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's viral.
Yeah. We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
My royalty
80.
check and everything else I
You're
got
not
rolling
getting
in.
shit.
Yeah, you're
Not going anything.
You get nothing.
Yeah, actually, and John didn't have the thing set up for like a creator page. So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
if that goes like 2 million views, that's
Yeah.
$0.
Damn it.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
you have to be invited to the creator page, right?
No,
No, I think
you can sign up.
just sign up.
Oh.
That's a question I was going to ask you. Is like, because you're asking like, how do I was like, do I send you a video that I do? Not that I do good videos, but So it's
Yeah.
a creator, so I can just get on to whatever, and then you have the videos I sent you, or that I do, I guess, right? Okay.
Yeah. Send me a video.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm new to TikTok, man.
Yeah. I got one where I'm wearing a thong walking around my bedroom.
I don't want that video. Wrong video.
Oh, no. It's for your page. It's good.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so I mean, we are rolling live here, so this is a Grab 'em Brisket podcast. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a few weeks since we've recorded, so it's nice to finally get back together. I know we had a little, what would you say, vacation.
Hiatus.
A little hiatus.
Yeah.
We'll call it a vacation.
It was nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, I mean, I miss this. I miss doing this.
Yeah, I stress out like not posting one.
I know. I kept thinking, I was like, man, we need to post one. We need to post one.
Yeah.
But it was nice. Thanksgiving was great, right? That's kind of what we just had. It's one of the main reason why we haven't really gotten together.
Yeah, and we had the huge cook with John's son's Eagle Scout project that he was doing.
Yeah, that
Correct.
was super fun.
Yeah,
Exhausting, but super fun.
it's kind of a eye opener for us, and then we can tell you. I mean, cooking 35 briskets is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, yeah, but it's more than just okay. Yeah, John's pit definitely can handle 35 briskets,
Right.
But that's not like you're trying to put out the best quality piece of brisket you can, right? Like I know like these other we were just talking about a second ago, like Aaron Franklin's and Killen's restaurant in Central Texas here that we have here. I know they're putting out quality brisket and quality barbecue and whatever else, but I feel like they've gotten it down to like this is how much you're putting on. It's very mass produced.
Right, we're doing pretty near competition style.
That's right. Yeah. So it's like one bite, and you're like, holy shit! You just went to Flavor Town, right?
Yeah.
Which it's good to eat it that way, but I don't know how much you can eat that way.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I got a story quick that relates to that. Denny's friend sent a picture. Apparently, that she had bought a brisket. Actually, I think they bought a couple of them, but they were supposed to be for Thanksgiving. She had brought it home, and then she had run out and do something, come back home, and her teenage son thought that was dinner. And she sent a picture. There was like almost half the brisket gone.
Really?
Yeah, he had just gone to town. She was like, "That was Thanksgiving. Like, what have you done?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So it was good. You liked it.
oh, that's right. I mean, but it goes to show you, like you're talking about, Jan, Franklin's and Killen's and all these guys, the Central Texas style briskets. You understand why they just do salt and pepper. You know what I mean? Because it's a little bit more or less time consuming. All you're doing is trimming,
Right.
maybe putting a little mustard on it, and then put salt, pepper on it. Boom, it's going into the smoker. Our way, okay, you're doing a little bit more trimming. You might be doing a little injecting. You're definitely using a lot more rubs. You're layering rubs, so it's a little bit more time consuming.
Right.
Wrapping, all that stuff kind of plays in. So it was kind of an eye opener for me, for sure.
It's production for sure.
Yeah. You definitely got to have a little few hands on deck to
Yeah, we had-
make that shit happen.
We had lots of help. Watching John trim a brisket was something.
Yeah. I didn't get. I did. I showed up. He was trimming. He was all involved, right? I mean, he was involved the whole time. I did glance over a couple of times, and he was like, "This is good." And I was like, my eyes went up. I was like, "Oh,
Maybe just that spot right there. and
that's
a little,
good." Okay,
a little
Okay.
right there.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like the surface of the moon.
Right. Like he trimmed it with safety scissors.
Yeah.
But I did notice like I think he got better as he kept trimming.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So who knows? Who knows?
As everybody. I mean,
Right.
more and more times you do it, you get a little bit better. I know.
Sure.
So feedback. We heard from Raymond saying that feedback from his place of work, whatever else. Did you hear any? Did you try
Yeah.
the brisket?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I got feedback from multiple people
What,
saying.
what did you think of the
it's
brisket
fantastic.
yourself? I didn't get to
It was
try
good.
it.
It tastes like our brisket.
Does it?
Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
Very similar.
Okay.
You only had, well, not really negative feedback. The only feedback I got was from Alex. Alex mentioned that the heating instructions were a little bit off.
Oh, were they? I don't
Yeah.
know what they were.
I think it was probably 45 minutes at like 250 or somewhere around there. He
I
said
need longer than that, huh?
it was still cold. He ended up
Yeah.
having to put it in
I
a
don't
little
go by
longer.
time. I just when it's warm, then I eat it.
Yeah, you stick your finger in it.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
done.
that's good.
There we
Yeah.
go.
That's funny.
So
That's funny.
other than that, I mean, we mentioned the TikTok video that John did while we were doing this particular cook. And, I mean, let's be real. I mean, the star of the show is the pit, right? I mean,
Yeah, I didn't
Johnny,
see
dude,
that. Yeah,
people
I got-
see that. And I read some of the comments where they were talking about the damn, what paint did you use to paint that?
Right,
And
right,
all that
yeah.
type of stuff. So they're pretty enamored.
Yeah,
and-
or
and-
you might see like, oh, y'all are from Texas. I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all must be from Texas.
Most of the comments were about the pit. There were some about the briskets.
And 0 about Matt.
I would have to go back and read again. There may have been
What about the holster?
maybe maybe some. I don't know.
So really was the pit, and then a little bit about the brisket. That was it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of comments.
Oh, there was,
Yeah.
man.
I was about 6,000 comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Have you commented on all of them, John?
No, I responded to a lot. I got probably more than 100, but
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
and then
That's
I
some-
did like all of them. I put the little like
Yeah,
button. You
so
did
that-
6,000 times.
Smash the like button. I did that.
That's like, I mean, how John?
Did you have to buy a new phone?
Up for like 17
part of
hours
the
just
screen
hitting the
gone?
button. Like,
I was watching
like-
it the
like-
whole time anyway, so it
Okay.
was fine.
He's
Okay.
like up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, just like watching the count keep going up.
Yeah. Denny made a comment to me. She's like, I don't think he slept one night. I think he just watched the count go up. So
Sounds right.
again, if you missed it in the beginning, we said this. So hey, it's huge for us because we're more around the 100 views, right? 84,000, 87, 85,000 views for this. So it's like, hey, whatever, awesome.
No big deal.
Yeah, it's dropping a bucket. No, but hey, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed giving back my time, volunteering my time for a good cause, and yeah, I'm really hoping to maybe be compensated now for that.
We knew you had something
Yeah.
on your mind. What's going on here, man?
Jan saying, is a check in the mail or is it
Right.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no check.
I got up
No
really
mail.
early.
That's funny. And I did see got the benches and everything, man. So
Yep.
are all those delivered? Everything? Yeah, done deal. Just waiting on his. What's he waiting on now?
He has a little review thing. He has to meet with the board from the local council, and then he's done.
That's
Good.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome,
it's
man.
going to be a freaking relief.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's excited.
He's excited to be done.
I'm sure he is. It's a lifetime achievement, man.
Yep.
It
Now-
really is.
Now that was the day before Thanksgiving that we wrapped up on that. Did you end up just turning right around and cooking a turkey and everything else for Thanksgiving?
No, I had takeout for Thanksgiving. I
Chinese
literally-
takeout or
no,
something?
it was Italian, but
Okay.
it was good. But
It's funny
did
because
not want to cook.
when my uncle, we some family show up or whatever, so we kind of like walked across, and it was for John, and then we saw some pickup happening and whatever else, and then you were no more.
Yeah.
No, I was disappearing like as quick as I could.
Yeah, you were like inside.
As soon as the last one was picked up, basically, or we heard, there's one person that I think came the next day, but I was like, I'm cleaning up now. You guys can do whatever you want. I
Yeah.
was up for like 40 hours straight or something.
I know,
It was ridiculous.
I know. That was really cool. So I like seeing the zombie John. That's always fun.
Was that the first 40-hour work week you've ever done?
Probably.
Maybe.
Well, it wasn't quite 40.
What about you guys, Moore's Brothers? You guys cook anything for Thanksgiving?
We did. Yeah, we got down on some turkey. Turkey.
You do the spatchcock Weber version? Yeah.
We
Yep.
did. Spatchcock Weber version. James should have brined it, but he didn't, so it ruined it basically.
James.
I did not ruin it, and then I did get confirmation from my brother-in-law that it was the best turkey that he's ever had in his
Oh,
life.
wow.
That is actually true. It actually happened. So yeah, I made breakfast outside on a little Coleman stove, breakfast tacos.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was good.
Very traditional Thanksgiving with all the meats
Stuff
and the
in and
sides.
everything.
Yeah,
All the fixins.
All the fixins.
As they say.
The canned cranberry sauce.
canned cranberry sauce
Yeah,
was
I
a
didn't have
huge
that.
hit.
I don't need cranberry sauce at all.
No.
I do. I need the cranberry sauce.
Yeah, the cranberry sauce comes out in the shape of a can, basically.
Yeah, yeah, you just, and it makes that suction noise, and it goes.
Yeah, I love it.
We had both kinds at mine.
Yeah.
We had both kinds at our Thanksgiving, and I had both. You know, the straight out of the can, just slice it in little circles, and
I
we
like
have the homemade one.
Just a nice like palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Shitty Jello.
It's really good. I love it. I actually love it.
I do too.
It's not bad. I don't need it.
Yeah.
The only thing it's good for is on a leftover turkey sandwich. Then it's good.
It's good.
I don't need it on my plate Thanksgiving Day.
I don't know. I
It
don't.
doesn't even need to be on table.
I usually love to do that, but we had no leftovers at our Thanksgiving this year.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, 2 turkeys and not a scrap left.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Not really, because I
you-
love taking them home.
Yeah. So you did. Matt did the deep frying turkey this year, and then what was the big thing else? You deep fried. What was it?
So I followed up with a chicken,
Yep.
which came out good, but the ribs were a huge hit. And I got that idea from you guys talking about deep frying ribs, which I'd never have done or even thought about. So just cut them into every other bone,
Yep.
season them up, and put them in like a little basket like you would crawfish or something. Drop that thing in there, and I think it took like 5 minutes or something to cook. Pulled those out, and I mean those were gone
They
real
were
quick.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Deep fried ribs will change your life.
So you just season them and throw them in there?
Yep.
The seasoning doesn't just wash off?
I think it just
same thing.
fries it so fast it locks it
A
in.
deep fried turkey, same thing.
Yeah.
But it's not like breaded or anything, right?
No.
You're not breading it? Okay.
No, but I mean, it was a huge
Interesting.
hit. Everybody was like talking about like they wanted more of them. So now I'm going to do some this weekend.
What kind of ribs were these?
Just pork ribs.
Pork ribs.
Yeah, St. Louis style pork
All
ribs.
right, let's do beef ribs.
Can we do beef? That's what I'm about to say. Can we do beef ribs?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Deep fried brisket.
Oh, it's crazy good.
Have to try it out.
Nice.
All right.
Hell yeah.
We're going to deep fry everything.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I think Jan, we were talking about this maybe yesterday or this weekend, and you and your son did like a deep fry session a while back, and it was just, what can we deep fry?
Well, that's it started off by. We saw something. I was like, I can do that. We could do that. I was like, he was like, okay, and I was like, well, let's go to the store.
Okay.
So we just went to the store and I bought we looked up recipes to make funnel cake and whatever else, right? Which, hey, I'm not gonna lie, funnel cake's really hard to fucking make. Like in order to get to do the whole like, you need
the
like a big
nest?
spoon that has like a lot of holes in it, right? And you ladle it through like this, and that's how you do it, right?
Well, you're there, you get one of those little things that you pour the mix into, and you got the little button that has the hole at the bottom that opens up. You know what I'm talking about? That just drizzles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an ice cream scoop with holes on the bottom.
You could just do
basically.
like a condiment bottle, just like squeeze it out in there.
I know. I think
It's too fine. You need something a little bit thicker. Probably about yay big. You know, funnel cake size. Yeah.
So we screwed that up.
You guys doing listen to the
Yeah.
podcast. You can't really see what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm making the size.
It was not good. But when we got done with that, and we made it, right? We got on the thing, put some powdered sugar on it. We ate a little bit. I was like, okay, this is good. What else can we deep fry? And that's when everything was like, we found a candy. We found shit in our
Whatever you
pantry,
had, right?
Whatever we could do.
Oreos.
Snicker bars. We did
Potato salad.
We did whatever we could get our hands on.
No potato salad.
No
That
no
sounds
potato
awful.
salad.
You did not throw it over at that.
Yeah,
I thought that was
but
the same night.
it was fun.
Some
Yeah,
deep fried potato salad balls.
Yeah. Why not? I
That
mean,
sounds horrible.
it's actually probably
I bet
pretty
you it
good.
would be good.
No. Deep fried mac and cheese, yes. That sounds good.
Well, you've seen how they do like the mashed potatoes. Your leftover mashed potatoes the night before. You take those and then you stuff it with cheese, jalapeno, and whatever, and then you deep fry them,
Nope, never done that. Done pan fried.
and they're awesome. Yep.
There it is.
There it is, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a topic for this episode?
Well, I mean, Matt was talking about ribs, so yeah, I mean, this is perfect segue into our pork/rib discussion in our, what do we name it?
I forgot. Pork. I haven't been here in a while. Is it
Is it pork series?
pork? No, it's
That's
not
too
pork
easy.
Or
That's
do
too
we
easy.
call it something
No.
else?
That's
We
too
had a
easy.
steak series. We can't do a pork series.
Porkapalooza?
Porkapalooza.
Porkarama?
John's good with
I
those
don't
names, so
remember.
he'll come up with it, and you'll see it in the name of this podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to sit around and talk about pork, talk about more specifically ribs.
Yeah.
That'll be the first little thing, and then as the weeks progress, we'll get into different, I guess, cuts of pork and all that good stuff. So we figure, why not just go right off the bat to ribs? We're familiar with cooking it, with doing the competition with the brisket ribs and chicken. Mm-hmm. How about pork?
How about pork?
Ribs.
What's wrong with pork? I think back to this, and it's almost like the what was the Chris Rock. What was his line?
It was I'm gonna get you, sucker. No,
Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. The movie,
Where Chris Rock
early
comes
'80s
in.
or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, where Chris Rock goes into that restaurant.
He looks like he is just like he looks like he's a crackhead.
Looks like a crackhead.
Yeah, he's in there just bartering with the guy, like trying to just get him down and everything. Like, how much for a drink? Just pour up my hand for a dime, and whatever else, right? And he's like, it's $2 for this, and he's like, good Lord, that's a lot of money. He goes, well, how much for a rib? He goes, all right, ribs. He goes, no,
It was like a
rib.
rib basket for
He's
whatever
like,
it is.
We don't sell it. And so the guy gets pissed off. We don't sell ribs by the one, blah, blah, blah. And so then the dude, Chris Rock, turns around and is like, there's like $5 or whatever it is. And he starts counting the change in his hand. And then he reaches in his pocket, pulls out a stack full of hundreds. Yeah. So he's like, got change for 100? It's hilarious. I love it. So maybe that's what we'll call it.
Got change for 100.
Got change for how much for one rib? I don't know.
Is that where that came from? The T-shirt? How much for one?
I mean,
I had no
we
idea.
We do have a T-shirt out there. Is how much for one
Good
rib?
Lord, I have the shirt. I had no idea what it meant.
That's
Really?
where it came from.
Yeah,
It's
You just thought it was a cool shirt?
yeah, I did. Yeah, how much for one rib? I don't know.
Yeah. So I was thinking before we get into it, at work, I was super busy with a lot of work stuff and all that good stuff. Actually, I was on my lunch break and I was trying to bang out my episode.
liar. All day. You called me 10 times today, James.
Right. Yeah. So me and Jam, I mean, as we discussed some of the earlier podcast episodes, we did competition together, and so one of the first things that we really had, well, Jan killed it in the brisket game early on, but one of the things that I got into was cooking ribs, and we killed it like really right off
It wasn't
the
me,
bat.
James. I'm going to tell you right now, that was all you.
I mean, I say we.
Hey,
It was us.
This guy shows up to a cook-off, and like I got brisket, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna enter ribs." And I looked at him and was like, "I don't know how to cook ribs. That's on you. You're cooking ribs." And he's just like, "No, I got this in my head. I've been thinking about this. I got this." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And I basically just sat back and followed his lead the whole entire time as he's doing this. And like he's got this saucepan set up. We're combining sauces, we're combining seasonings and whatever else into the saucepan, mixing everything up, using that for our glaze and everything else. We get first place the very first time we ever enter ribs. First place rib out of like, I don't know, 30 or 40 teams. Like really, really good teams. They're like, how do you? They were like, people tried them. They were like, holy crap, this is really good. What did you do?
He don't know.
He don't know. He just, I don't know.
No, I knew exactly what it was,
knew.
and it reminded me because my good friend Pat Daigle, rest in peace. I mean, he kind of mentored a lot of people. He did a lot of cooking and stuff like that. I know he taught me how to cook chili and stuff like that.
Yep.
He always gave me a hard time on those ribs because I kicked his ass every time, and he tasted them, and he's like, none but a bunch of Cairo syrup all over them ribs. So salty, so mad. He's like, man, you just pour Cairo syrup all over it. I'm like, Pat, I can't help it. These judges love freaking sweet sauce. They love it. And I think after that, I mean, I went on a string like winning like 4 or 5 competitions, first place, boom, boom, boom. And then now, all of a sudden, everybody's doing sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's when my it started kind of leveling out a little bit. But
The playing field did. You're right. They were using brown sugar back then.
yeah,
But hey, I'll tell you, so the very first one we entered, first place ribs. Second time, first place ribs. Third time, first place ribs. It wasn't until the fourth cook-off that we did, I think James got second or third.
second.
I was like, I know, right? It's like, crap, man. But,
So when was it when you started realizing like, oh, okay, I can do this to ribs or that to ribs? Was it like one cook off or was it just like, hey, maybe I should try to start, learning how to do different shit or something like that?
I'll be honest. I mean, when Jan said, "Hey, you do ribs," I'm like, okay. I went right to Google, click how to cook ribs,
right.
how to cook competition ribs,
Yeah.
and I started reading, and I probably got onto a little bit of more Kansas City style, Memphis style, some of these other places that do a sweet, tangy, spicy kind of sauce, and then that's what I tried to develop. So I mean, I basically took like craft hickory honey, which is, I mean, just a very kind of OG barbecue sauce. I mean, you had Kraft, you have KC Masterpiece, you had, I mean, of course, Sweet Baby Ray's, but this was something that was pretty much sold everywhere in the country. So I was like, well, this hickory honey, it's not so bad. I tasted it, it's sweet. Well, you know what? I'm just going to add like another like half a cup or a cup of brown sugar to it. I'm going to melt that all together. And then I was like, well, it probably needs like a little bit of a spice. So let me just get some Tabasco sauce and just 4 or 5 dashes of that. And we sit there and just taste it and taste, oh, that tastes pretty good. And then we sit there and slather the ribs. Then we'd wrap them up. Then we'd pull them back off. We'd slather them again and then turn them in. First place every time. I was like, okay, great.
This is
fantastic.
easy.
This is easy. Yeah.
So that's a good question you ask, Aldan. As far as like doing a competition, cooking, and then start thinking like, when did I start realizing I could cook something else or whatever else? To be honest, I never really consider myself, and even now I don't consider myself a great cook or anything else. I know how to cook. I know how to cook. But back then, it's funny. I could cook a brisket. I couldn't make a steak. I could not make a steak to save my life. I mean, I thought I could. I thought I made great steaks back then, but I overcooked them. They were just. It wasn't good food, you know. But I could cook a freaking brisket. And people are like, how do you cook that brisket? I'm like, hell, I don't know. Like, you do this and this and this and this and whatever else. It was like, how do you make any other dish? I don't know. I cook brisket. So I tell you what, that thing fueled my fire to start learning how to cook other dishes. And then I think once James, when he pops that rib recipe, and I'm like, dude, why are we not cooking chicken? This is easy. Why don't we cook something else? It was an open category? What? Of course we'll cook in it. So, and plus, the brisket seemed like back in the day it was always the money. It was money meat, right?
Big money.
You got like back in the day it was like $1,000 guaranteed first place on the brisket, right? And then you had a Calcutta or whatever else, but and it's probably that way now. Still, it's still the everybody wants to win in brisket, but it's funny. Like we'll cook briskets, but how much brisket do you actually eat? I'll eat probably 3 or 4 ribs.
0.
You know, and I may have 2 slices of brisket out of a whole brisket. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want any more of this. It's I don't know. I mean,
it's very rich.
it is very rich.
It is. And I'd still rather have it chopped than sliced myself.
Oh, on a potato?
You know,
all day long.
I don't think I've ever had one in a potato.
Really?
Talking about brisket sandwich.
Yeah, I like brisket sandwiches for sure, but I don't think I've ever had one like in a spud or.
Oh man.
Oh, you're missing out.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are. Oh man, do that. I do that with some sliced sausage.
Guess what y'all
on top of that?
Guess what y'all suckers is making this weekend?
Yeah.
Some cheese, jalapenos, sour cream. Okay, let's just go
Let's
cook
go.
something.
That's
Okay,
fine.
let's
Pause.
get back to pork ribs. Side note: the McRib is back. Y'all guys getting down on that?
No.
Have
No.
you?
I saw a lot.
I
of
can
the
tell you right now.
memes.
I've never had a McRib before.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are they good?
I used to like them before I had barbecue. Yeah.
Right.
It tastes like barbecue sauce on a
piece of pork.
piece
No,
of something.
it's some
Yeah,
kind of
it tastes like
undescribable meat pressed
yeah,
together or
it's
some
very-
weird thing.
Yeah,
Have you
In the
seen-
shape of a
it's-
rib.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tender and it tastes like barbecue sauce.
I think
That's
they used
it.
to do this. I don't know if they still do, where they would press it into a way that makes it look like there's a bone in there still.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they still do that.
Yep.
Oh,
Does
man.
it look like
I
the
never liked it.
Operation Game rib bone? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never had one of those ribs.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
from
maybe
McDonald's,
kind of.
so.
I mean, I only know this because I see it all over TikTok. We got these McDonald's employees like showing you how they cook them, and they pull them out frozen. Honest to God, they look like frozen hamburger patties that just are in the shape of like the.
Right. It has like
Rib.
the bone.
He's
the bone.
making a rib with his fingers right now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You can't see that either.
This is the
We only got a
live
video.
Twitch stream that we're
Yeah.
doing right
Right,
now.
we should do that.
Well, the big thing now is everybody's recreating them.
Yeah, I saw Matt
McRib sandwiches.
Gork do. He's got a recipe on his YouTube
Does
where
it?
he recreated the
We can do
McRib.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically, you just got to do a rack of ribs, way overcook them, pull the bones out, and slap it
Baby
on some
backs.
bread. Yeah.
Yeah, and barbecue sauce, onions, and pickles, and that's it. But everybody freaks out about the McRib, and we won't give it too much. We'll move on. And
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
okay, so I was doing a little research earlier today, trying to get the history of barbecue ribs, and apparently back in the day, and I'm saying back in the day, this is probably pre-20th century. Cooking ribs was really just non-existent. It was just a discarded piece of meat that nobody really wanted. And then some of the research that I went through is like some people had like the pre-notion that like, okay, so we're talking about like pre-Civil War era where you had the antebellum places where they would just give the crappier cuts to the slaves, and then the masters would take the better cuts. And then I learned something like the whole phrase "high on the hog" is comes from the tenderloin muscle. That's what usually the rich people.
All the good
ate.
meats are at the top of the pig.
All the good meats are
Yeah.
at the top of the pig, and then so
Oh, because you live in high on the hog.
you live in high on the hog for sure.
Okay.
Wow.
So
The more you know.
So where
how
did that manure come from?
So how did that? Or, I
Gotta
guess
be
you're getting
low
that?
on the
Let me get
Okay.
to. I'm
Yeah.
pulling up my
Okay.
fancy article that I got from SeriesEats.com.
Take a picture of him. We're gonna post this.
Yeah. We got the author Robert Moss. So give a little credit where credit is due. I don't know if you can hear that. Just the authentic page
Yeah,
turning.
tap it on the table a few times, like straighten everything up. Yeah.
Exactly.
You should have stapled it. That would have made it authentic.
It is stapled.
I know, but on air, you should have stapled
Right.
it.
Okay. And I'm not going to read this 4-page article to you guys.
Thank
I'll
God.
kind of
No?
paraphrase a little bit. But basically, the invention of refrigeration, like mobile refrigeration, really helped propel the rib cooking and that type of stuff. Because prior to that, Ohio area, I think Cincinnati, Ohio, that area was really big into pork production just because of the location of the rivers, the farms, the communities and stuff like that.
Yep.
To help bring that all together. But at that time, before the whole refrigeration, they would take barrels. And so they would basically process this pig, and they would put everything into this barrel. We're talking like chins, jowls.
Yeah.
Jowls. They'd stuff everything into this
Hooves.
barrel, and then they put a brine on it. So basically a brown sugar, rock salt brine that they would sit there and brine these pigs with. Cover them up, and they ship them, transport them all over the country. The thousands and thousands of slabs of ribs that they would collect during the whole process, they would give away for free. Like basically boarding houses and stuff around in the community, all they would have to do is just take their basket and take it to these butchers, and they would just fill it up with racks of ribs
Oh man, I wish I could live
for
back
free.
then.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
For the free ribs.
yeah.
So it was like lower than the fajitas at the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. And so, and it
cheap
got
as
to
hell.
up in that area, there just still wasn't enough people that were consuming these. They ended up just dumping it in the Ohio River. All these racks of ribs, just like whatever their waste byproduct, they're just dumping it in the river.
Remember the good old days when you just go to the river and dump shit?
Yeah. If
You're
you
just
swim
like-
around, you can find a rack of ribs.
Yeah.
That's what
Hey, Mom, I got a rack of ribs over here.
Something touched my leg. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. It's,
So, but then the invention, and then it went into a little bit talking about back in the day, they would wait until the very first, like, I guess, not really hard freeze, but really very cold front that would come in that would have a temperature below 40 degrees that would they needed it below 40, but above freezing. That way they can start processing hogs outside.
Natural refrigeration.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
so
We'll talk a little bit about that a little further along. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting about ribs. I mean, and then with the invention of refrigeration and the railroad and the refrigerated cars and all that good stuff, they were able to, I guess, change the way they process these hogs. They're able to distribute all these meats all across the country.
Yeah, but I'm thinking there's one guy. One guy was like, "Here, take these ribs." And they probably went home and boiled them and whatever. Right, picked the meat out of the bones.
It does say like one of the recipes in this article does say boiling the ribs.
Yeah,
He just boiled everything.
parboiling or whatever.
Yeah.
You pre-boil it, and then they recommend throwing it on a charcoal grill to grill them up crispy.
right. That's not. We're not doing that.
That sounds wrong.
But I will say, the one guy, I mean, like, I don't know what year this happened, but somebody took a rack of ribs, and they were like, "I think I'm going to cook these indirect. Maybe smoke them for a little bit." Just hear me out on this.
Yeah, is that in there somewhere? Is that
And
guy
then,
in there?
and then he's like, "Got any butter? Maybe some brown sugar?" And then just drizzled it and wrapped them and cooked them.
So you think this one guy nailed every step his first go out? He's
No.
just like, we
No.
should just do this and
No,
this
I think
and that.
it was an accident. It's like almost like he was walking by and he spilt the sugar, brown sugar. He's like, "Oh, dang it! What do I got to do with this?"
They're
And
ruined.
then-
Oh well, I'll do it
Yeah,
anyway.
like maybe his wife was in the kitchen. She's clumsy, right? Doesn't know what she's doing.
I can see that.
Spills because she can't cook ribs. It's back in the day, and then she spills the brown sugar. And he's like, "You've ruined it, right? You've ruined my ribs. I got to go out. The guys are coming. I got to try and cook them anyways." And she's like, she probably said something like, "Well, just here's some foil. Why don't you wrap them up and hopefully it'll be okay." Maybe she's the mastermind. I don't know.
Here's some butter.
Right? Put some butter on. It makes everything better.
I'm on point with you because it probably was a woman that started this, and the guy was like, "No, that's not going to work."
Right.
And then
right.
it worked.
And then it worked. And he goes,
And
"That's
he's
all
like,
my idea."
Yeah,
I'm a genius.
Right. And then
I agree
he
with
says,
you
"Get your ass
100%.
back in the kitchen."
I
woman.
agree with you 100%.
This is man's duty out here. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
It's
here.
way back in the
Wow.
day.
Right.
It's way
Okay.
back in the day.
I don't know. James brought up,
And then
back in the day.
Rick gets invited to the barbecue over
Right.
to the neighbors. He's like, "Hey man, I want you to make your ribs," and he's like, "Oh no."
Right. I need. My wife left me. I forgot what she did.
I got diphtheria or cholera or
Cholera.
something.
I got that polio.
What's the other one?
Pandemics are hilarious.
What's the other one that swept the nation?
Malaria.
You had to get the damn
I don't know.
smallpox.
Smallpox.
Smallpox, no joke, man.
Oh, that's where you get it like
You
the,
get ate up
get it
with
on
that.
the blankets and stuff like that. And,
Dude.
Yeah.
You get hit with smallpox, you're not looking that good. You're walking around like, hey Frank, hey, don't touch me, man. Get off of me. That's back in the day where, like right now, I get that we're going through a pandemic and everything else, but
Is it a little different?
yeah, we're eating at restaurants.
Yeah, it's not. There's no smallpox
Obviously,
pandemic going on right
at a
now.
restaurant, when you're sitting down, John and I talked about this earlier, you're sitting down. The COVID can't get you. If you're
Right.
sitting
If
down.
you're sitting down, you're fine.
If you have a fork in your hand or a drink, COVID can't get you. However, let's go back to when there was smallpox. Let me tell you, whole big different thing. You had a pimple on your nose, you're probably going to get quarantined. Okay? You're like, he's breaking out. He's breaking out. I can tell it already. Get his ass outside.
Poor middle age. I mean, some
Right.
poor teenage kid just like
Going through puberty. No, I promise you. Don't you touch your face again, son. Get your ass outside.
Yeah. Hey, thank God for vaccines
Yeah.
because I mean, without that, I mean, we'd still be probably dealing with smallpox.
Yeah, polio. That's
Polio.
a great one,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
well, it's a great one that we cured, right?
How many fools walked around with that pink shit on your body for the fucking chicken pox? The little
What?
dabs. The little dabs of that little pink medicine on your body.
calamine
for the
lotion?
chicken pox.
Calamine.
Calamine?
Is that what it's called?
I don't
Yeah.
remember,
Just
man.
a lotion.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
It's just lotion.
I was probably 5 years old when I had chickenpox. I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember getting to take an oatmeal bath, but that's about it.
I'll tell you what. Now that you've had that,
Can't get
you're at
shingles.
risk for shingles.
I thought you couldn't get shingles
No,
if you had
that's
chicken pox.
no, that's what happens. If you have chicken pox, now you'll have the shingles virus.
I thought it was the other
Are
way
you
around.
sure? Yeah,
I'm
pretty sure it's the other way
100%
around.
sure. No, I'm not even 99. I'm 100% sure.
Okay, so then ribs.
Hey,
Back on the ribs, guys.
pandemic. Hey,
Sorry, we haven't met in a while here. It's
right? It's rough getting back
Stay
into the
on
cooking
track.
thing.
So yeah,
Sorry.
little fun fact, history wise on ribs, and there's a lot of different cuts of ribs. So you got the spare, the St. Louis, the baby back.
Well, it's different rib. Baby back's a different part of the rib, right?
Correct.
Right, yeah. Spare and
The St. Louis is just cutting the.
It's just cut a different way. It's the same
Yeah.
ribs, basically.
Right.
Is there another rib?
Yeah, there's the...
Detroit rib. Yeah.
The short rib.
The short rib.
Yes.
And the medium rib.
That's all located on the rib portion of the hog, the pig. Short rib. So
There's somebody who doesn't know much about barbecue listening. Like, I like taking notes right now. Like,
All of a sudden
get
he's
even that Detroit rib, that
Hold on.
medium rib. Try
Right now,
those
then he
out.
stops. He goes, "Okay, I'm turning this off. I'm literally not getting anything off of this."
One
Yeah.
of you, please go to your butcher and ask for a Detroit rib and let us know what happens.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
that's
gonna be
me.
the name of the
Y'all
podcast.
talking about me right now. The guy that don't know much about barbecue. I'm about
Detroit
to get out of this podcast. I don't know what's going on.
Aldan was taking notes.
I was
Detroit
taking
rib.
notes. Like, oh, okay, nice.
it's like, hey babe, can you go to the store and get me some Detroit ribs and see if they got some of that blinker fluid?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm super excited to get into the different methods, cooking. And it's funny. You see the evolution of this, like boiling it and cooking it over coals, right? That's a method of cooking. I don't know. Some restaurants actually do that still. And then, but you go to 3-2-1 method, or you go to, the 2 and 2 where you're wrapping in 10. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ways of cooking.
Okay, you got the Rodney Scott version where he doesn't wrap and it's your heater's cooking over live coals the whole time.
Indirectly though, right? So there's just,
Directly, indirectly. So he's cooking.
it's like a direct indirect.
He's cooking over coals, but the coals are probably 3-4 feet off the ground,
Right.
or the meat's 3-4 feet off
Yeah,
the coals.
Yeah. So it's just getting this, just oven, like an oven basically. So it's
Correct.
really what they are.
But he's cooking the ribs in probably like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We are going
That's
to
right.
post a recipe on the website.
Yeah, we'll go into talking about the way we do ribs. So we do the, and I say we, I think I'm speaking for everybody, but I could be wrong. So we kind of 2 hours smoked, 2 hours wrapped. We've done the 3-2 method where you cook it for low and slow, 225 for 3 hours, and then wrap it for 2 hours, and then unwrap it and leave it out for 1 hour.
Yeah. If you want your ribs like ridiculously tender, fall off the bone, that's probably the way to do it.
Like
if you
mush
want
meat? I don't want mush
If
meat.
you want that, that's the way to do it. If you want a little bit
texture.
a better bite to it,
Yeah.
then I think the way we do it's a little better.
Right. But you'll have to watch out doing that 3-2-1 method. If you have too much sugar on that,
You'll
it,
caramelize.
it will caramelize and it'll get hard and crusty and all that
It tastes burnt.
bad stuff.
Nasty.
I
So-
have done that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of experience with doing just a 2-2 method.
Yeah. So 2-2 method. So it's 2 hours at 250 or above.
250, 275, somewhere in there is what I
Right.
usually do.
Temperature. And then 2 hours wrap. 2 hours wrap. That's not butcher paper wrap. Typically, that's in a tin foil. So that's like
Foil.
it's steaming.
Right. We're putting some stuff in
You're
there.
putting some
and
butter,
Yeah.
brown sugar,
You can
Maybe,
put other
maybe
stuff
a little
too.
barbecue
honey,
or a little
stuff like
sauce.
that. Yeah.
Honey.
You have to watch out. So if you keep it around the 250, 275 range, you're pretty golden. You're pretty good. If your pit gets away and it gets up above 300, that's when you run a risk of scorching the meat and burning the sugars, whether you put brown sugar or honey, and even burning the butter. I mean, if you put real butter in there, but if you use some of the parquet or the fake, the stuff that comes in a blue bottle, then I think those can hold a little bit higher temperature. So it's something you have to keep a eye out for.
Yeah.
Keep your mind.
Keep
out
your
for
mind
it.
out for it.
Keep my mind out for that too.
God, they don't let you get anything.
They
by
don't,
there.
man. Hey, keep your mind out of the
Daggers.
gutter.
Daggers.
And I would say again, don't forget, I think what the guys are talking about most times is more competition style of ribs. You know what I mean? Somebody just goes and get a rack of ribs at the store. They're probably not maybe gonna do the kind of stuff that we do because we're taking layers of shit off of the ribs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the cook has to be different at that point. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great point. Think about like how many times in the backyard, if I'm cooking, like Like I'll do like the snake method on the Weber, and I don't go through all the craziness or whatever else. A lot of times I don't even wrap them. Like I'll leave them unwrapped on there, especially for the baby backs. A baby back
They're gonna
unwrapped
cook so fast.
on the
Grill 'em
pit,
up a little bit,
I
right.
love those. A little bit indirect, and then I go right over to direct, just get the good temperature, good caramelization, pull them, and then I eat them like a freaking maniac. So.
Well, let's start from the very beginning. So, I mean, boom, you open the rib, pull it out of the
I thought you
pack.
were like, go to the ring. I was like, the first day, God made the earth. The heavens and the earth. The second day,
If
he
that's
made
true,
pork ribs.
no, if that's true.
I
Then
love
the
you
second
guys.
day he pulled that membrane off.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Do you pull the membrane off? Don't pull the membrane off? What are we doing, guys?
Every
I
time.
pretty
Every
much
time
always
pull it
do,
off.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, one thing I kind of learned, or one thing that I'm hearing, people are 50-50 about it.
Yeah.
Like, Aaron Franklin doesn't pull membranes off.
He's got a restaurant.
Again, I guess it's more of kind of labor intensive to do it. So if you're doing like 40, 50 racks of ribs, I mean, it's going to take you a while to burn through that. So I completely understand that. But one thing you have to keep in mind, if you do cook ribs that you cook a little bit more well done, a little bit more fall off the bone,
Right, that membrane might be the only thing holding them together.
the membrane might be a good thing to have.
Yeah.
As John mentioned, to hold it together just a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm sure it gets like at that point it's almost crispy, like you can bite through it.
Yeah.
Because if you're just cooking it just enough, or then you might bite down on it, and then you're just like try to bite through that membrane.
Chew and throw it like
right?
bubble
Man,
gum.
honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had an issue. I mean, I do it at home, and I typically just leave the membrane on. And the way we cook it, the way it comes out, I mean, I'll bite into the rib. I can't even taste the membrane. Usually, like Matt's saying, it's crispy. I bite through it. It's all good. But we do make our ribs a little bit more well done. So we usually hit the 205, their 210 mark when we probe these guys. And you could probably just pull that bone just right out. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I like it. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that maybe a little bit north of Texas, they're like, oh, that's not the way you cook ribs.
Right,
I
you
mean,
gotta have that.
You got to have that bite through where you just bite and the whole meat just doesn't come off the bone with it. I mean, and I
Yeah,
understand it.
if
I
I'm
mean,
cooking ribs for my family and they come off the bone, everyone's like amazed. You do the competition, it's like I guess I lost. Like if it's coming off
In
that much.
IBCA though, they like it like that.
It's a plastic knife or a plastic spoon.
Yeah, I guess
and
if
knife.
they're cutting
What's
it
you're
off,
using,
then yeah, they're
right,
not
yeah.
gonna.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
you don't have a sawzall when you're going to come to judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're in there cutting with a little thing, and you feel so. That's one thing about judging. You feel so obligated to hurry up and
Oh, you
rush.
feel rushed the whole time.
You're like just saw and eat, saw and eat. So
I actually never judged the ribs. So is that how they do it? They have some of them sectioned probably away for just looking, and then some for eating. Is that how they do it, or are they just?
I've never done ribs.
no, you get a plate full of the rack. The plate
The
comes
box.
to you.
The
The box
box.
of it comes to you. They're all cut. You'll take your knife, a brand new knife, a brand new fork.
You cut a piece out of the box.
You cut a piece out of the box. You eat it. Then you pass the box and throw your knife and fork away.
And does the next person have to eat or cut off where you cut it? Because when I did chicken judging, there was 2 pieces of chicken in the box, and one you can't touch.
yes.
And
Yeah,
it's
you
further
save
they
one
can
for
see
final
it.
table basically.
Yes, they want you, and they'll have a new knife and fork, and you want one cut off off the same bone, and then once that bone's gone, you go to the next one,
Yeah. Okay.
whatever, because they want to save for the final table.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And it's free food.
Yeah, it's some shitty ass food. Is what it is.
Sometimes it's good.
still free.
Sometimes it
It's
is
still
good. Sometimes
free.
you're shocked, but like sometimes I'll take a bite. I'm like, oh my god, this is like way better than what I've done.
That can,
That's never happened to me.
And then I'm dissecting it. Well, for flavor wise, I'm like, this is something new. And now I'm like, okay, what is that? And then I'm still making mental notes. I'm like, I'm trying that at home. I'm trying this at home. I'm trying this at home.
You got 6 boxes piling up. Like, Jan, taste the next one.
Taste the next one. That's right.
it's kind of a life pro tip
had some
for you
shitty
guys
ones.
out there that are listening that you have competitions that are happening in your area.
Go judge.
Go judge. I mean,
Yeah, they're begging for judges out
they're
there.
begging for them. I mean,
Yeah.
they want you to come out there. And I know some probably have to be certified to be judges, but I know IBCA, you don't have to be certified.
Yeah.
Only the head judge is. So it might be shitty Life Pro hack or whatever it is, a tip, but you can go get free food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you pretty much just get fed all day.
all
true.
day. And you can get alcoholic beverages.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do
Bloody
Bloody,
Mary,
Mary.
yeah.
You get there, you get Bloody Marys, you get
Yeah.
dessert, and then we do the little chicken, ribs, brisket.
Yeah,
By
you
the
do
end of
every
the
round.
day-
You'd be there all day long eating.
You will be
exactly.
tasting some things probably that you're like, that's disgusting.
Well, so that's
Yeah.
that's the caveat to this.
Yeah.
It's going to judge chicken, and when you cut into it, you're like, that's red.
Yeah, if there's one that I don't want to judge, it's chicken.
That's raw. And then here's the deal. They tell you when you open the box, you cut into it, you take the bite. You cannot spit it out. You cannot excuse yourself from the table.
Bullshit.
You eat it,
I
whatever
would
else.
leave immediately.
Dude, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and I had some that was questionable. It was like the texture of the raw chicken. It wasn't raw,
It's like,
but I'm pretty sure it was like 150.
It was very rubbery. It was very like
148. I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to get sick on this. I just swallowed it, and I had my beer down, so I my beer up, took a drink, and I was like, that's a 0. So go suck it.
just flip the table over, just like put down.
Nobody gets anything. Right. Right.
Speaking of that, man, what's the whole new rules with the new thing you sent us the other day, that the new sanction or whatever it was?
oh, yeah, we have a new sanctioning body, but
Yeah.
what's it called? I don't know what all the rules are, honestly. Yeah. But the folks that are running it are going to be on the show, I think, in January.
It's the Texas,
So,
whatever.
Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
something like that.
But
Texas Barbecue Society.
it could be that.
right.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
But
it.
yeah, they're going to be on. They'll be on the show soon, talking about it.
Nice.
So yeah, our recipe. You take it, you pull the membrane or not, and then what do you do, James?
Now you're gonna reach for your handy dandy, good old barbecue seasoning.
I'm glad you didn't say no.
Are you?
I'm glad you didn't say no, but
That's what I was
Listen,
thinking. Are you using a binder?
I don't know. I mean, half the times, no, I don't use a binder.
Yeah, I
mean,
usually don't.
Pork is already naturally, I'm not going to say slimy, but I will say slimy. It's already moist. It already has a lot of whatever. You can put mustard on if you want to.
I usually do.
Yeah, why not?
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. But I have been finding, and I told Jan about this past weekend. We did wings. We opted out of the whole mustard rub and just went straight seasoning onto the chicken. Dude, that skin crisped up a little bit better
Really, that makes sense, I guess.
than having the mustard ones. It might be just 'cause the mustard just has that, it just takes a while for that to burn off.
It could be.
The skin just doesn't have a chance to start breaking down. I don't know. We're still going to play around with it and test that a little bit, but I know those wings were super crispy.
Are you guys drying your wings really well before you season them?
No.
So you should be.
That's what I was thinking. Like
And-
I've heard that they'll crisp up better if you dry them really well.
If you
first.
dry them, and I take when I'm at home and I'm doing wings, I don't ever do it here, so you don't ever have it. I do baking powder. And I'll sprinkle a little baking powder over all of them just to really dry the skin out. And I rub it over everything, and then add my seasoning to it. Then I put them on, and they do come out really crispy that way. That's a pro tip right there. I don't give that out to everybody, but I guess I just did. The baking powder, which I learned from a buddy of mine that's really, really good at cooking wings. Like, it's a legit way to... you don't need much. Just maybe a tablespoon, just sprinkle around your wings, rub it in, and then just pat dry everything else. Make sure there's no moisture or anything else. You'll get crispy wings.
Yeah. You know what else helps with drying out moisture is cornstarch. So if you're...
Don't do it, James. Don't do that.
If you're feeling a little...
do the baking powder. Don't worry about the cornstarch. Just listen to me. Don't listen to James. Turn his mic off. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. So if you're feeling a little chapped, yes.
Okay.
So you put the seasoning on.
Yeah, wow. This is I'm gonna write this recipe down. It'll be on our website. So if you're trying to follow along, take notes. Don't worry too
Let's
much.
just do a recap real quick. Yeah.
You
pull the membrane
membrane
or
on.
don't pull the membrane.
right.
You can add mustard or don't add mustard. And then use your favorite handy dandy barbecue seasoning. I think we're caught up.
Yeah. So, okay, so here's what you do. So, number one, you throw down a layer of garlic.
That's right.
Right, take your garlic powder and throw down a layer. And I know your rubs, your seasonings, or whatever it is that you're using has it in there already. Throw down a nice little layer of that.
I like where you're going with this, James. I really do. And typically I would agree with you.
Yes.
But I don't know why I'm doing this. I should not say anything. Me personally, I don't like the garlic first.
Really? I always go garlic first.
I don't. It's a method that we've all got conditioned in doing.
Yeah.
I personally like doing a coarse black pepper first on the meat.
On ribs.
Well, that's ribs and brisket, to be honest with you.
What?
Yeah, seriously. Then I go with garlic. But I like doing a coarse ground. That's me personally. This is for me cooking at home, me whatever else. I like the black pepper first on the meat. Just a thing that I think I remember us doing that in the beginning of our cooks when we started doing this in the competitions. And then we stopped. We just for some reason just went whatever. I don't know. But when I'm at home, like I always go to the black pepper first, boom, and then whatever. So
Okay.
It's just a pro tip from again another pro tip.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. To each their own.
Yeah, just the tip.
So after the garlic powder,
And then now you want to go with a nice like all-purpose like seasonal type deal, right? So you want to throw a little salt in there. With the rack of ribs, I mean, with the pork, it's pretty fatty, so it can take a fair like liberal amount of salt. And then after that, you can probably go with whatever your all-purpose
Barbecue rub.
barbecue rub is, rib rub. I mean, there's quite a few out there that are pretty good. I mean, just off the top of my head, trying to come up with a rib rub.
Fiesta.
Yeah, Fiesta's a good one.
Fiesta brand for sure.
Yeah.
We had her on the show. It was one that we've always kind of gone to, whatever. But
The Jess Prowse red rub.
hardcore carnivore.
Yeah.
That red rub is phenomenal. And let me tell you, when you put it on, the rib just looks phenomenal. It looks great. Looks
Can't
like
beat the color.
no,
Yeah.
you cannot.
Well, I think if you go with that rub, then you probably maybe scale back on the seasonal salt one that I recommended earlier, because her rub is, I think, pretty much all. I don't think there's a whole lot of sugar in there,
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
it's not
so.
a sweet rub.
so it's a very salty, savory rub.
No, it
Anyways,
is. Yeah, I think the big thing you're trying to say here is that for me and for us, whatever else, we're really into layering our seasonings. It's not something
true.
that we don't go buy one seasoning and go, this is what we're using. And I know all the seasoning manufacturers out there, they think that that's like our rub, just use this one thing, this is what it's going to be. I'm never going to do that. I don't care what kind of season you have, probably. Just because I feel like the layer just... It helps. It just, and I don't rub the meat in. I always pat it in or whatever else. But the layering for me, just I feel like you get a better, more consistent flavor out of
Yeah.
that.
And I think it builds better bark having the different
does.
textures
It
of.
does.
Yeah,
It's
Seasonings.
very, very hard recommending. I mean, because we have listeners that are all across the globe, so it's hard recommending rubs or even just flavor profiles because everybody's different. So
You're right.
man.
you basically just
Right.
do what you're used to, do what you like to taste, and
I think, I mean, there may be some people out there that just like, I want one rub, I want to put it on there, and this is what's going to make it good. You know, a lot of times that's not the case. You know, like you guys are saying, like, I can layer it. I can put this on there. I can put this on there. I got some salt. This one that has less salt. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, you have to know how to layer
exactly.
your,
right.
your,
And-
your
and
shit.
build
You know what
a,
I mean?
Yeah, build a flavor profile, right?
Yeah, and there's certain rubs out there that you probably didn't necessarily think that they would be good on, like ribs or something like that. But one little recommendation from us, I mean, the fajita rub from
Fiesta brand.
Fiesta, that thing goes on everything. I mean, you could use it. You could use
Fried
that
potatoes,
as
whatever.
on brisket. You can use
Chicken.
that on chicken. You can use it on
You
ribs.
can use it on goddamn tortilla chips, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
basically,
that's a
you
good
use
rub.
that as a kind of like a AP, like a SPG type deal. The salt, pepper, garlic. I mean, you use it on whatever you want. That stuff is phenomenal.
It is. It is phenomenal. There's a what's the? I'm trying to think of the rub.
We had Heath Riles on the everyday rub that he has.
Yep, that's good.
I love his jerk rub. It's got a little spicy one that I don't know if they sent that or I just stole it from one of you guys, but I got a some of that.
Was it the jalapeno garlic?
No,
stole
it's
it.
it's
You
it's,
stole that
it's like
shit.
his Caribbean jerk rub, and I put that on ribs all the time. It's
James
freaking
asked
awesome.
me if I
good.
I took that from his house. Now I know where it's at.
Right. Well, he went. It's so messed up. He went to you first. It's so messed up.
All right, so basically you season it, right? Once you get it seasoned, are we letting it sit for a little while before we put it on, or are we just throwing it on the smoker? What's going on?
Yeah, I would say. Well, so James taught me this as well. I'm not gonna lie, he did. Let the meat sweat. Nothing wrong with that. Let it breathe. Let it open up. Let it get warm. Let it draw some of the moisture out. And then once that pooling starts happening, it's what is it like?
Reverse osmosis?
Yeah, right. Yeah, where it
Sucking
starts
some of that salt back into the
salt
meat.
goes down in the meat. It pulls that juice and everything else back down in the meat. So the pooling and everything else. I used to never do that. I was like, we seasoned it. It's time to. Well, I'll take it back. For brisket, we always did it. For brisket. For other things, I was like, just put it on. Just put it on, right? So, yeah. I'll go back to the seasoning, though. The one we just had with Rodney Scott. Mm-hmm. His whole hog seasoning.
Oh, that shit is legit.
That is a complete... It's not...
I still think it's my favorite seasoning.
It is my favorite seasoning that we've tried here so far. Like, all around, just a good spicy rub. That's pretty good. So
it layers itself, man.
It does. It's pretty good.
It really does.
So check that one out. You're gonna get like 1 ounce when you buy it. So be prepared to start buying a bunch of them. But
Rodney did say he was going to work on that. He's going to get a little bulk package out there.
But yeah, you're right. So I let it sit, let it pull that flavor down into the meat, and then James, I don't know what your method is for really. Is that what you would do? Or no?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you let it sweat for like 15, 20 minutes. And then there's a lot of like, I guess we use, whether you're spraying the apple juice or whatever it is, so you can probably kind of speed that process up just a little bit by rubbing the meat down and then taking a little spritz bottle and spraying it down and let that sit for a couple of minutes and then flipping it over to the other side, repeating the process. If you want to just let the meat sweat, then yeah, you can definitely rub it down, let it sit for about 5-10 minutes, and then repeat the process. Once it starts sweating, and once you see it start pulling up, I mean, it's ready to go into the pit. That's our method. I mean,
right, and you're putting it on the pit at about 250.
250, 275. I probably wouldn't go any higher than 275. I mean, at that point, you kind of just run the risk of just, especially a lot of pork rubs have a lot of sugar in it, so you run the risk of kind of burning it a little bit.
Right. So you run it 2 hours at 250 to 275, and then it's time to wrap.
And then you wrap. And you wrap in foil. You don't use butcher paper. You're wrapping foil.
That's right.
That's what we do. I mean, you can use whatever you want to do, or you can do it the right way. Get some foil.
Right. Right.
Listen, we tell you guys what to
do. For a competition, I will tell you right now, you're going to wrap in foil.
Yeah.
You're not wrapping in a butcher paper.
Okay, and what are you guys putting in your foil when you wrap it? We talked about this a little bit already.
Yeah, I think you can do anything you want.
There's a lot of
profile
options.
you're looking for.
This is where everybody can get creative because I mean,
it's your time at that point.
The OG, the original is the Johnny Trigg wrap, which everybody does these days, which is the parquet butter, brown sugar, honey. He throws in a little bit of extra, like at the time he was doing tiger sauce.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But you know what's funny? I don't even like tiger sauce. Nah. I never liked it.
I'm not positive I've had it.
It gives you an Asian spicy kind of just a little tang flavor to it.
It sounds good to me. I probably like it.
It's not bad. It's just there was a profile there that I don't know if it was the parquet butter or that. I don't something there was like I don't like that. And then meat side down.
Do you do meat side down? Because I know we've gone both ways with that. I know we've done meat side down. We've done meat side up. I feel like it doesn't really matter because it's going to be steaming either way. Do you want it to be just steaming, or if you put meat side down, then it's braising as well?
It's going to braise.
Yeah, so when we had Heath Rouse on in a video that I watched with him, he had the guy from Killer Hogs on. What's
Malcolm Reed?
Malcolm Reed, right? Mm-hmm. Which should be.
He was actually supposed to be on last night, but we had to reschedule. So he is coming. He's going to be on the show.
Malcolm Reed will be on.
It's going to be probably a month or two down the road.
Right. With that video, I'll tell you right now, I'm doing that method that they did. That is hands down the best looking ribs I saw come off of spare ribs that come off just being showcased. I was like, don't do anything else to them. I was looking. I was like, don't touch them anymore. Don't put any sauce on them. Don't do shit. Just whatever. And I'll show you the video, John. It's a beautiful rack of ribs that they did on those. So that method that they have, and it's all Heath. I think it's Heath's. It's all of his lines that he's producing or whatever else. Oh my God, game changer.
Yeah, I need to watch that video. I know you guys talked about that a little bit when we had him on.
Right. So, but I mean, so meat side down. It's funny. Back in the day, we never did meat side down. We always did meat side up. And we wanted to make sure that it just basically, my thought process and probably James at the time was like, let the glaze. You're starting a small glaze on it. You don't want it too much. You don't want it to burn in the next 2 hours.
That's
right?
what I worry about.
But we started a little bit, get a little flavor profile going. But I thought it was like, well, it'll just drain and cascade over top, and it'll put a nice sheen on it, right? To be honest with you, a lot of times that we'd open it up, I would see that the whatever we put on there had already heated up, melted, and ran completely off to where I'm looking at it like almost like a white pork meat with seasoning on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like when you have the meat side down, then it's just braised, and when you go to flip it back over and do whatever, everything is left in the juices in the bottom of that foil, and now you've got nothing left on it because it's just been boiling in your juices.
It has been boiling in the juices a little bit and whatever, but I think it picks that color up that you're looking for. You can always glaze. That's why you always glaze again. You glaze, set it back on, let it go, pull it off, whatever. But yeah, I think for me personally, I will probably always do meat side down going forward. The meat side up, I just feel like you're exposing your meat to, it's above the liquid line or above your sauce line or whatever it is, and you're just sitting there and it's just cooking, burning. Like in my mind, I'm like, it's burning. I need to pull that over or whatever else. So I was a meat side up. I'm a meat side down person now. So what about you, James?
I mean, we flip flop back and forth. I think now I'm on meat side up. So we'll
figure.
We'll stick with that for a while and see. It's at home. I probably do meat side up. Doing competitions, I probably do meat side down because IBCA. I want that meat to braise.
Fall off the bone.
Fall off the bone.
Yeah.
We can add more seasoning to it. Basically, you get a lot of that au jus, that liquid that collects as you're cooking. If you're doing foil, so you have all that au jus, perfect flavor for you to dump into a separator. Mm-hmm. Pull out that. Would you say the
turkey baster?
Turkey baster? No, the oil separator.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
So you can sit there and separate the broth.
Yep.
Versus the oils, and then you can dump that into a barbecue sauce to make it super extra rich.
What'd you say those are called?
It's an oil separator.
Yeah.
So you pour your au jus that you get from like out of the
whether it's brisket or
tinfoil
ribs
pan
or whatever.
Right?
Sorry, I feel like Rick Vaughn needed some of those pitches in Major League to help him.
What?
And I'm lost.
What?
Are you talking about Major League One?
Number 2.
Okay, I don't know.
When he used to have the eliminator and the...
Nice.
Did you smoke a joint before you came here, or what? What just happened to you?
Hey, not to get off to a side story. So yesterday I walked inside. Emma and Laura watching The Sandlot, and I'm like, "What? Hey, what's happening here?
I like The Sandlot.
I like The Sandlot." I'm like,
Why can't I watch it? That's what
Right.
you're saying, yeah.
well, the Cowboys are on, so I was watching a
Yeah.
football game. I was
That was
like,
horrible.
we're gonna watch this again. I was like, I didn't even think you would like this movie. And then she's watching a trailer for My Girl. You know, talking about the Macaulay
Veda.
Culkin or whatever. I was like, oh man, that's a sad one.
Yes.
She's like, I ever watched a trailer for it. Yeah, I saw him in the coffin. I'm like, God dang it. Quit watching trailers.
So they watch the trailer. They know the end result. How do you watch the movie at that point?
Right.
Right. Yeah. So
I don't know.
It was ugly. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off on tangent on that. I like the Eliminator and at one point called the Masturbator and
And
the
oil
Terminator
separator. Yeah.
and the oil separator. So now we have that. That's a new pitch.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyhow, all right, back to y'all's story.
So okay, so now we're to the point where we're cooking in the foil.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to cook for approximately, and I would say we always started off with just a 2-2 method, 2 hour smoke, 2 hours wrapped in foil.
Right. That's flexible on that second.
Try it out first.
Oh, yeah.
If it comes out like super just fall off the bone, you're like, oh, that's just too much. And then hey, dial it back. Go an hour and a half.
Right.
Well, if you're
Maybe.
maintaining your temperature every day, think about this. Every day is different. Cooking outside on a pit every day, your time's going to be a little bit different. Whatever else, I do think probing your ribs and going to that desired temperature is what you're really looking for, right? So, like I know there's some people like, hey, listen, I pull my ribs at 195 or whatever it is, and then I wait for them to rest, let it gain an extra 5, degrees, and then that's where I want to be at 200. And I've seen I want to be at 203. I want to be at 190. For that perfect bite, or 195 or whatever it is, for that perfect bite. That way, out of KCBS or whatever. So there's so many different. You got to find what you like, but I would actually recommend buying a probe, using the probe for the last 2 hours, and finding that number we want to be at, and pulling it.
I feel like it's kind of like brisket, though. There's still going to be like a little bit of variation, like between one rack of ribs and the next one. 1-203 isn't going to be the same as the next one. For me, I'm still grabbing the ribs, picking them up, and kind of feeling like
The flexibility.
right. It's
buckling.
like almost breaking, but not quite breaking. That's where I want it
Yeah.
to be. If it's falling apart, then obviously it's way
Yeah.
overcooked.
And you
But-
also want to look at the pullback, the
Right,
meat
right.
from the bones. You want to look at that as well, because
Yeah.
that's going to be a very good telling factor. Are these ribs pretty much close to be done? I mean, if you unwrap it and you see those ribs are maybe just
All those teeth are showing.
all
Yes,
the teeth. You
exactly.
see all the teeth showing, you're like, oh, that's good. But if you open it up and none of the teeth are showing, you're like, something went wrong. Like either
right.
your pit's malfunctioned, or you didn't cook as hot as you thought you were, or something.
Yeah.
So would you say like the probes? They're more of a guideline.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand. They're like, well, it says this. That means I can pull it.
Yeah.
But if you pull it and it's standing out flat like a goddamn surfboard, then I don't know if that's very good ribs, right? It's not.
Well, probably not going to be. Well, it depends on what if you're cooking in the backyard or you're cooking for a competition.
Sure.
For a competition, I think the more you can dial in your temperature, dial in your time, and then dial in the degree or temperature you want your meat to be at, all in all, it should break down almost the same. Now, you could have a little bit tougher one, or one that's a little bit more fall off the bone, but all in all, it's going to be right there. Like, 203 and 205 for a brisket is kind of where you kind of want to be anyways, right? Now, I've cooked one at 204, 205 that I was like, that's not done. It needs more time in there.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And then we went to 209 on it, and then I was like, hey, perfect. Let's pull it. It's probably the same thing for a rib as well, but I mean, I think you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly. Like you said, use it as a guideline.
Yeah.
And then, you're using that probe for the temperature, but you're also using it to see, like, how tender does it feel? You know what I mean?
That's right.
If you don't have a probe, get a toothpick. I mean, sit there and probe it. It's like what we mentioned, like way before in one of the earlier episodes. Like, take a stick of butter and leave it out for 2 or 3 days inside your house. Just let it go room temperature, and then take a stick of butter. A toothpick, and then stick it into the stick of butter. That's that. Like, what would you say that's that feel?
But you're leave the wrapper on.
Yeah, leave the wrapper on.
That's right.
Poke it. That's that feel that you're looking for. Whether you're doing ribs or whether you're doing brisket,
the
you want that
resistance.
nice, easy resistance. You don't want to have to sit there and fight it. And I mean, you guys know.
Well, that was something. If you remember last week, a week and a half ago, when we did the briskets.
I was just gonna say because some of those
At
like,
190.
yeah,
I was like-
195-ish.
I
They
was
were like, they're done.
Pull it. That feels like butter.
Like,
Like,
we wanted to be like, no, it needs to go to 203 or
Yeah.
201 or something, but it was like they were done.
they were done. Once you
don't
go
know
through
why.
that, and you're like, I mean, don't second guess yourself. Once you feel the meat, you know what you're feeling for.
Yep.
Pull it off.
Yep. I mean, I guess 17 hours later, they were done.
I'm gonna say something very, very stupid.
Oh shit! Hold on, we're recording.
No, but it's
Okay, now go.
it's record worthy. So y'all talking about the temperature light, right? So you can pull it at this temperature, right? Because it's ready. Almost to me, it's like it seems like maybe that piece of brisket liked a certain song that like me and Matt, we oh shit, my wife is here, ex-wife actually. But now you just made me lose my train of thought. All right, cut that shit
about
out.
a song.
Music and brisket.
Okay.
You and
That's
Matt.
what I heard.
Wow.
Song.
Something about a temperature
Brisket likes a song.
to a certain.
I don't know.
Wow. Okay, we'll cut that.
You gotta quit.
Yeah,
you gotta
cut
lay
it
off the
out.
weed, man. This thing's.
Okay, yeah, we need to.
I was going somewhere and I just lost my whole
we
train.
need
I didn't expect you to
wrap
be
up
here.
this recipe.
Raymond
Okay.
just left
Yeah.
and you just showed up like 5 minutes later.
I will say, cooking a piece of rib or cooking a slab of ribs and having it go to 203, 205, not the worst thing in the world. They're going to be really tender, fall off the bone. One thing I've noticed that we do in a competition is that we'll pull them, we vent them, we'll roll all the tinfoil down, right, to where it's nice and like almost like a little boat. We'll go back, add our sauces, our glaze, go back to the pit. And even though it's still going to be, it's almost fault that you probably twist the bone and pull them out. I think it does help in firming up the meat a little bit. It firms everything up a little bit to where you think there's no
Firms
way.
up the sauce.
The sauce for sure, but I think it allows a little bit extra for the. I don't know why I think this, but I've had wraps of ribs where I picked up before and they break in half. I'm like, oh my god! And then I get another one that I get to the pit, and it could just be the rack of the rib or whatever. Is their glaze? They go on for like 20, 30 minutes. I pull them back out. I'm able to pick them up normal and put them on the cutting board and start cutting. So,
Yeah.
for me, that's something that I don't know if I'd always do that on the backyard, but probably I do. I always go back and put a glaze on. I always let the sauce sit back up, slice them, and then is there a resting time? Do you rest your ribs?
Yeah, I would say rest them just for a little bit, at least 30 minutes or so. I mean, you don't want them to sit probably like a couple hours. I mean, it's just going to be a little bit too much. But, yeah, probably rest them a little bit. But kind of a recipe that we can give out. Not really a recipe, but so...
Did you say a recipe?
Recipe. So one, I guess, not really, one recipe I can give you guys. So use your favorite barbecue sauce, whether it's Sweet Baby Ray's or whatever it is. For the glaze, the finishing glaze, use your sauce and then add a handful of brown sugar, a little squeeze of honey, and then a couple dashes of your favorite hot sauce. Put that on the stove, heat that up, put it on low heat, not super, super high. Basically, you're just wanting that sugar to dissolve a little bit. And then you can do that ahead of time. Use that to glaze your ribs for the last like 20 minutes. Dude, so good.
I would 100% agree with you.
And then you have awesome ribs.
Yeah, you have the 2-2 method.
And if you've been
2-2
listening
method.
for the last 3 hours, that's our rib recipe.
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
I said, if you've been listening for the last 3 hours, that's our rib recipe. Hope you took notes.
That how long y'all been going?
No, but hey, that will be on our website. I will try to get it up before this thing drops. So
You'll get a more condensed version of that.
if you're
hope
sitting here
so.
confused, like, what did they just say?
Right.
We don't know either. It'll be on the
High as a
website.
kite.
I'm gonna bring on John over here.
Go for it.
The fucking website is solid.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
It is. Go check it out.
It is solid.
Okay, I will.
Hey,
Check out the website.
where should we look at?
The
What is it
website.
called?
Yeah, somebody should give them the business.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Aldan.
Give them the business.
Everything you need to know. Everything I needed to know. I didn't even know I needed to know it until I went and found out that I needed to know it. And that was on grabemandthebrisket.com. And as soon as I went there, I bought some shirts. Maybe I didn't buy some shirts, but if you want to buy some shirts, they're available. Like I say, I mean, guys, go to
GrabTheBrisket.com. You got it. Yes.
GrabTheBrisket.com.
Perfect.
And I'm pretty sure you can find a link to the One More Rib t-shirt.
Yes. Go to the swag
that
shop.
Check out the
That
swag
is available
shop.
there.
How
I
much
mean,
for one rib?
all the merch? That is true too. I mean, has anybody definitively said how much it is for a one rib?
Nope. It's on the website. Go check it out, folks.
It's still nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, is it time for a beer review?
It might be a time for a beer review.
Yes. Here comes a beer
This
review.
is the Grabbing the Brisket.
We have, and I'm excited about this one. This is another one from Saloon Door, and this is called Reindiculous, which I think is a play on their Ridiculous AF. And this is a peanut butter white chocolate Russian Imperial Stout.
It definitely is a play on their Ridiculous AF.
Right, it has the same flying pig.
It does.
I feel like it's going to taste the same.
It's about to have the same.
I don't
for
think
me.
it is. I think it's going to taste a little bit different. I cannot say enough about this company. They have a great logo, a great, I guess, artwork that they're putting on their cans. They're not wrapped, right? These are like stickered cans, I guess. I don't know what this is. It is a wrap. But it's done really well, okay? It's not whatever. And again, I do love the artwork. The artwork is really, really good.
If
So
the pig is tattooed like the other one, but this one has tattoos that are Christmas related.
it's more female. This is more a female pig, right?
Is it? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Those eyes. I've seen eyes like that. That's like bedroom eyes.
Whoa, hey.
Ooh, all right.
Hey, Miss
Hey,
Piggy.
there we go.
Does it have
Shit.
Does it have tits?
Hey, that's you can't say that. You cannot say that.
Does it have
Yes, you can say tits.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got nipples. Can you milk me?
So, guys, I am so happy that we're doing this tonight, and we're doing one of my favorite things is the beer review. So, they don't really say much about this. There's no, that's probably the one thing I wish they would do is, I'm not saying give me an article or whatever else, but give me a little backstory on this. Give me
backstory on the brewmaster.
Yeah,
What
do
he was
something.
doing
Well, it
that
does
day.
tell us. It does tell us that it is 11.8% alcohol by volume.
Ew.
Oh,
So that's a thing.
Yeah, that means I'm not drinking this.
what's
shit.
this? Oh, this is gonna be good. I can't wait for this.
I think
This-
Saloon Door is quickly becoming one of my top favorite.
Oh, I love this
brewing
place.
companies.
And
Yeah,
it's-
I mean,
this one smells fantastic.
It
give,
does.
give it a taste.
Describe the smell for this.
Yummy.
I don't know. It's like
Smells like burnt chocolate.
Shit, James. Okay.
It smells like a horrible podcast. What the hell was that?
Looks like Callie's getting after it.
Somebody's.
Not my cats. My
Okay.
cats are inside.
Somebody making bedroom eyes at the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, somebody post a picture of this damn pig. Tell me, is it a boy or girl? I don't know. Okay. I'm digging the smell. I'm digging the smell. Let's see here.
very rich. I'm getting like coffee flavors.
Definitely a coffee note to this.
It's got a little sweetness to it.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. This is tasty.
There's
This
a
is
little
very
bit of
tasty.
sweetness.
I
This
goddamn
is a
like
good solid stout.
goddamn like it.
Holy moly.
There's a little bit of peanut butter in the very end aftertaste, but it's mostly coffee and a little bit of white chocolate.
Yeah. Are we sure this just isn't the ridiculous AF just with the
I think it
Christmas
is.
skin on it?
I think
No, it's
it
not,
is.
James. No, the Ridiculous AF definitely has more of a harsher, not harsher, but it's more of a, you
Got
don't
a
taste
bite.
the alcohol. Yeah, the
Yeah.
bite's there for this one. This is way smoother. And you're not getting all that peanut butter that you get in the Ridiculous AF.
This is probably the best Russian Imperial Stout beer I've ever had. I've had quite a few of them.
Matt, I'm right there with you right now. And I want you to know I've already had 3 or 4 different scores I posted in my brain on this one right here. So
Me too.
Yeah, James is fixing to
Let-
ruin this
let's let
shit.
James
I've had
go
several
last
scores.
on this one. That way, James has plenty of time to full body just smell and drink that one. And
You're hoping I drink this glass and get drunk and give it a nice score.
I don't
How do
care.
you feel about the smell, though? Do you like the smell?
I don't care what you score, James.
I
They're not
don't really
paying
care
me.
for the smell. I like the taste better than the smell.
Really?
Damn it. Okay.
It definitely smells like a toasty.
It smells like a waffle.
Like a toasted chocolate waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a solo cup. I like it.
Aldan, you've been quiet. What do you think of this thing?
10.
I'm writing it down. Okay, next.
Just
Wow.
kidding.
A 10-0?
Well, no,
Just
what
kidding.
he's getting.
Okay.
What are you giving it?
Attention is what I'm about to tell you.
He takes one more sip.
Are you narrating?
Yes,
So
I am.
good, guys.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
It
so
went down
good.
my throat. It was solid all the way down there.
Okay.
It is pushing
That's,
it's
all right.
pushing
What's your
COVID
score?
out
You don't
of
have
the way
COVID.
for me.
What's your score?
I used to. It is a 9.9 for me.
Ooh, okay.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow.
A
Okay.
9.9.
That's what he said.
I've
That
always
is the
been-
highest score we've ever given on this podcast.
No.
A 9.9.
No,
He's given a 10
Yeah.
at least 3 times.
Anti Saloon door.
Okay.
I love their beers.
Hey, you know what? This is your score. This is your time. I love it.
Hey, I love it too.
Okay.
This thing is toasty. It's strong, but it's still super smooth.
It doesn't taste strong though. It does not taste
Yeah,
strong.
it's strong, but they
No,
hide
it's
it
strong,
real well.
but
Like
it's-
but it's not like overpowering.
Yeah, it's not like a liquor strong. It's like
Yeah.
there's
This shit
a
is
strong
good.
flavor, but it's I'm gonna go 9.2.
9,
I'm gonna go 9.
Oh, 9 is-
9.2.
9.2. Okay.
Not 9 as well because he didn't say 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 9.2.
9.2. Good score. That's
What
a
did I
good
say?
score.
Well,
9.9. That's a
I'm-
rookie. It's almost rookie-ish right there. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna skip right in line because I'm giving. That's exactly what I was gonna give it as well. A 9.2. I mean, it's nice and toasty.
Same.
All the notes that they comment on here, they hit with the whole white chocolate PB&J, the Russian stout. I mean, it's just awesome.
I agree.
I'm going to HEB in the morning on the way to work. I'm picking up a little 4-pack of this little bad boy, and I'm going to consume 2 of those on the way to work.
Tomorrow's
That's
Thursday.
how much
Tomorrow
I
is
love
Thursday.
this beer. I feel like it's like a breakfast. No, it's not like a breakfast. It's like
It's a
Brunch.
dessert.
Just call it
it's
brunch.
like a dessert.
Call it brunch. It's okay to drink
That's right. That's right.
for brunch.
I got one more drink of this, guys. I'm sorry. This is so good.
You can just skip dinner and drink this and get your meal.
Yeah, it is very dark.
So am I.
That
wanted to
noise
be-
you're hearing is James'
Okay.
brain coming up with a score.
I'm on the fence with this one. It's definitely a 9.
Go with your heart.
It's a 9.5.
Ooh, damn.
9.5.
Okay.
Okay, now James, how do
And
you feel
then there was
about
James.
ruining this
Yeah.
for us?
And now
It comes
enters
down
Alden
to
his first week
one.
of drinking different beers.
Yeah.
Go.
I'm still drinking it.
Just
So
kidding. Just joking.
I'm still
I'm not
chewing
getting
it.
the story. Chewing it.
That fucking shit is good.
I'm actually buying this for Kayla for Christmas now. I'm going to wrap this up, put it under the tree.
Hey,
Because
don't
she's going to
forget-
love this one too.
Why would you
Yeah,
not?
I'm your neighbor too.
Why would you not?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in Emma's stocking as well. Just kidding.
She's 10 or 11.
And
She's 11.
I cleared the trees out of your side of your house, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I mean, it's a great beer. I mean, it's something that's you can't drink more than 2 or 3 or whatever.
I drink 4 of them.
I mean, you could try. I mean, you definitely could.
I
You
would
gonna
not.
be
No,
shitty.
I love this. I'm not
I-
drinking 3 of them. That's for
I
sure.
can't.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Me either. No.
One of them, I'm like, so I mean, that kind of plays into my scoring capabilities or scoring
Why? I didn't know that.
Capacity.
I thought you were drinking. I thought you were
Your
saying,
algorithm.
my exactly, John.
No, I don't understand, James. I thought you were judging this based on how do you like the way this beer tastes now, not
thought-
whether
I
you,
thought- I thought we
not whether
broke
you
out
can
of
have
that.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, broke me of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so how it tastes to me now?
Yes.
it has a little bitter
It does.
note. It definitely has a nice alcohol kick to it, which is great.
I'm
I
gonna
get a
snore
little
so
bit
loud
of the
tonight.
I get a little bit of the chocolate. I get a little bit of the peanut butter. I mean, super great. I just don't know if I'm that high
But do you
On the
taste the
list
white
that-
chocolate?
I can't differentiate. Maybe my palate is just a little unrefined or
His palate is colorblind.
What would you say? Not as refined as your palates here, guys, but I can't. I mean,
You know what?
You don't
The
like
day that Aldan's
No, I like
palate for beer was more refined than James's.
yeah.
What is it today?
I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna give this like a 9.
What's your score, James?
He said 9. I'm writing it down.
No, I'm gonna give this a solid probably 8.5.
Okay.
8.5. That's a good
still
score.
It's way higher than I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say.
It's a good beer. I'm just not going all in.
No, I'm not either. But you asked me to grade this beer on the drinks I just had. I'm going to say it's a 9.5.
Yeah, you're all in. You said 9, but that's all in.
Oh no, I'm not all
I'm
in.
9 too. I'm all in.
Super tasty.
I
mean,
would drink a 4-pack, and I would probably crawl home.
I would too.
We should do that. We do a.
we should
we'll
do that.
a Grabbing the Brisket Christmas episode where we all drink 4 of them, and just see how that
And
goes.
then try to do a podcast. Like,
I don't know. I give this a 9.2, assuming I'm not going to drink more than one beer. I'm not sitting down drinking a whole 4-pack of these at one time. I'm like,
no,
that
but
was
you-
a good beer.
You can drink 4 of those though. If a gun is against your head, you
Oh
drink a 4.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Perfect.
I could.
Okay.
I just
I'll get a gun.
Not gonna do it.
It's fine.
You do a lot of things with the gun to your head.
Right.
Definitely a tasty beer. I love everything that Saloon is.
Saloon-
Saloon what?
You see how that?
I'm talking about
You see how that beer's
Roger-
grabbing a hold of me?
Roger Dorn. Hey, what's his name?
We see the
Hey,
beard.
What's
the
his
beard's
name in
getting a-
Major League? Dorn.
Roger Dorn.
Roger Dorn.
I had like 8 ounces of this beer, and
You
it's
see my
already got a hold of me.
contract? You see my contract? It's right here. Yeah.
Hey,
Saloon Dorn. I love
I
it.
don't know about you, but Joe Boo needs a refill over here.
Oh, that was Harris.
Yeah, Harris.
Hey, bartender. Joe Boo needs a refill. And then what's he get? Immediately. Fucking
It's a
bat to the head.
Yeah. Love Major League.
All right, hey, love the beer.
Okay, I think that that concludes.
Concludes
Our
grabbing
what's
the
it called?
brisket.
Grabbing the brisket.
Review.
Wow, you really remixed that one there.
What was that?
That's good.
That's weird. I mean, we didn't even get like a one like.
Nope. Do it now.
Change it up.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hey guys, just want to appreciate all of y'all coming back from Thanksgiving. I really enjoyed this. I don't know. I feel like we should be doing a lot more of these. Drinking more of these beers for sure.
And we will.
So thank y'all for this tonight. I really needed this.
And I think we're gonna have one more recorded before the end of the year.
Everyone
So-
looking at me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're looking at you,
Yeah,
John.
We're try. Yeah, we're try to do at least one more.
do what we
Okay.
can
Yeah.
for the people. It's for the people. It's not for us.
So everybody's driving
for
to
the
Christmas, wherever they're going, they can be listening to the
Right.
last
Right.
episode of the year.
Earmuffs, kids.
Earmuffs, for sure. Hey, so we definitely appreciate the support of the listeners, the followers, the people.
My people, I love you. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I love
I don't know, man.
You're not supposed to do anything.
So, guys, hey, check out the grabbingthebrisket.com. From there, you can find all the links to our social media pages.
And
Some of
you
the
can delete
recipes that
what
we
I
have
just
out
said
there.
as well.
I know we keep touting or we keep telling you guys we're going to have more coming pretty soon as far as recipes go.
That's true. Rib
Link to
recipe on there.
the TikTok video that we have on Grabbing the Brisket that went viral. I mean,
yeah.
go check that out, pump that up a little bit.
Something else is that I've got some pictures of some ribs that we've done, and the recipes that we have for that. So we'll post that. John, please get on that. You need to hurry. Okay, I'm tired of
course,
wasting
yeah.
time with you.
I don't
What are
do
we
shit,
paying you
so
for?
it's
Here,
fine.
What
here's
are we
my
paying
phone.
for?
You
Huh?
can use it
Okay.
if you need it.
Okay.
Hey,
All
and,
right.
Shamelessly, like plugging, like, hey, Grabbing the Brisket mugs, Grabbing the Brisket t-shirts. I mean, they make fantastic like holiday gifts for
It's true.
Your loved ones.
barbecue
Hey,
superstar in your
The
life.
hoodies are freaking awesome. So,
They're yeah, they are.
all right. Well, thanks for listening.
And this concludes the episode.
Hey, all right. See you later. Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate you.
I hate that. I hate that we're plugging. Hey, go buy our shit.
All right,
And
bye.
bye.
And then we're lead. We're out.
Well, if you stay tuned and let it keep rolling, you're going to hear another.
Is she gonna roll into another
episode?
Yes.
Which is
that.
We're
good.
gonna loop around to episode 1.
That's right. You guys don't know. I mean, I listen to every episode as like I'm a fan because I love listening to the show.
Who's your favorite?
Okay, time out. Don't answer that.
Cliffhanger.
Okay, here is something
Find
that I
out
think
next week.
that I
Raymond.
propose.
Raymond might be your favorite. He was pretty prevalent earlier.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
I
I didn't expect that, but
think we should all shotgun a saloon door before we do the next podcast, next week's, because it's a loosener. It loosens you up. So it's good oil for the bones.
We're not interviewing somebody, are we?
That's perfect, but you bring the beer next time.
Anyways,
Yeah,
hey,
perfect. Yeah, I'll do it.
y'all
Okay.
guys vote if Jan should shotgun beers before the episode.
I'll shotgun 6 of them.
Okay, I'm not editing that.
Last time Jan was drunk, he had
yesterday,
Oprah and Ellen fighting each other.
That's right.
Anyways, hey guys, we appreciate you guys listening. We love you guys. We'll see you later.
Yep.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
wait, I ain't going away yet.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. Thanks for listening, guys. Special thanks to our sponsors, Jealous Devil Charcoal, Getty, CoolieNation, Cambro Manufacturing, Texas Brew Hopper, Smoke Sheet, and Fiesta Spices. For more information on those companies, please check out our website at grabinthebrisket.com.